or something like that.
Yeah.
But like they never enforced it on me. So like obviously the idea of God and Jesus wasn't in my mind at all. But I'm not gonna lie, it's been getting in my head recently. Like it's weird, and I don't think about it, but like I can't even like I ain't gonna lie. I've been praying recently.
As you should.
It's hard.
As you should.
It's really weird because I can't explain it. It's like I'll get this random sentence in my head that I won't even think about. It'll like be put into my head, and it's like, oh, it's like this because of God, and I'm like, where is this coming from? And I'm instead of trying to fight it, I'm just like accepting it at this point. So my whole thing with religion is I'm still kind of shaky on it, but like I'm trying to open myself up to it. But it's a little weird, and I also envy y'all because I'm an only child. I got no brothers or sisters. I mean, I might have half brothers or half sisters on my dad's side. I don't know, but I've been alone my whole life, so it's kind of hard for me to accept help from others and accept stuff like that. But I'm like I'm working on it a lot more.
Which you've gotten a lot better with, especially when like, and that's why I said earlier, where you just be throwing the text message in there because the chat be dead. Like when I say the chat be dead, and they will throw something in there like, did y'all see anything? Edwards dropped 25, and even though you might not see it, I appreciate that because it makes me think in my brain, Dame is seeing something and he's immediately thinking, oh, my homeboys would appreciate that. Not a lot of guys our age do that. They'll see it and just be like, oh, cool, and move on to the next.
I'm not gonna lie, like y'all are like brothers to me. I really can't lie, because especially when I had none, like, and I go to y'all for help when I really need it. So that's just how I view y'all. It's just as family. I'm not gonna lie.
That's powerful right there. Am I gonna cry right now?
So, I know I can turn to y'all if I really. I know I can turn to y'all if I really need help. I know I can, and I appreciate y'all. I really do. I really appreciate y'all. I do. Because honestly, I don't even think I'd be on this earth without y'all. I probably would have been long gone.
Yeah, like,
damn, that's heavy right there. But again, like we said before, the fact that I can even give you to a certain degree a platform to talk about this stuff on, the fact that you can even be strong enough and so courageous to talk about this shit, like I applaud you. Because not a lot of people can do that. Like even when I first met y'all, like Jalen knows this too. It was very hard for each of us to open up to each and every one of us. Like I remember the time at the Y, but I'm not gonna talk about exactly what happened. But we had to go outside and we sat on that field and you just like you just let it all out. And that was the first time I was like, damn, like that's my boy right there. Like this is not just a regular friendship where it's like a high and by, we hoop and that's it. Like no, like I hoop with him, but that's my bro. Like that's my bro. That's not just my friend.
I remember that day too.
Yeah, it's like another thing is like some pretty bad stuff happened to me this past weekend. Like my aunt signed me up for therapy like 2 months ago, and I tried it at first. I didn't really like it. Like this past Sunday, like how I know I've grown mentally is like I had pretty terrible thoughts about my own self, about my worthlessness. But like the fact that I stayed positive afterwards shows to me how much I've grown for the past 2 years of my life. So I know I'm actually going somewhere, and that's why the whole moving out thing was like brought up because I was supposed to. I talked to Dom about moving.
Yeah, he talked to me about it last night.
I don't really know. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to yet. I don't really know what he said, or I don't know.
Hey, that's God's timing, bro.
So,
it's not your time yet. That's all. Your time will come. That's it.
Yeah. So like I said, I appreciate y'all as much. I really do.
And I definitely, not to cut you off, but I definitely understand like how you think and how your mindset is for sure. Mm-hmm. I've dealt with. We talked about this. I've dealt with loneliness. I've dealt with all that extra stuff. So I completely understand where you're coming from, and I try to give you as much insight, as much positivity as I can, because I completely in 100% understand you. So I'm definitely glad to be able to help you out and keep you here. So you're definitely family to me for sure. So
because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, how I was feeling, because you noticed it like. I was feeling weird, and I don't have this feeling of like, I'm not gonna say loneliness, but like whenever in my brain there's certain words that if they pop up, if certain feelings pop up, when I say they're gone, because that's just the way I was raised. Mm-hmm. My family was the negativity is to the side, all that other BS, keep it outside. We have to be positive. Like no, I just push it to the side, and then one day I was just like Jillian said, like I was off, like I just felt off. That was the best way I could describe it. I felt off. And I text Jalen like, hey, are you ever feel, and this is the first time me opened up to someone who wasn't my sibling. Because usually it's like my older brother Rob. But he got a lot of stuff going on. He just had a kid. Like, he got his own stuff going on. Or it's my younger siblings, and I won't necessarily rant to them, but I'll be like, hey, what's going on in your life? he'll let some stuff off and I'll shoot something real quick and shoot something back. But when we were hooping, I was either like Jalen just noticed something, and in my brain, I was just like, let me talk to Jalen about this. Like, let me ask both of you guys, because you guys have experienced this. How do you guys deal with that? Like that feeling of like, as I describe it, I feel like I'm in plastic and I can see y'all, but everything is blurry. I'm not there. And I realized I've never felt this before in my life. Somebody was like, bro, I think you're depressed. And I was like, nah, I don't even. I had to like sit down for a second and be like, okay, let me really think about this, because that's not a word I just throw around. If someone says that, like, that is a serious topic. And serious as death. Like, I take that very, very seriously. So I guess we can start with Dave. How do you deal with that? Like,
honestly, I can't even tell you how it's weird because I question myself how I've managed to stay alive for so, like, how I've managed to, like, be so happy and positive through things.
With that, like,
honestly, I can't even tell you how it's weird because I question myself how I've managed to stay alive for so, like, how I've managed to, like, be so happy and positive through things. Honestly, if I really were to give it to you, I think it's just, I would say my wants outweighed, like, my wants as in wanting to get better at basketball and, like, just wanting to be better as a person were stronger than the feelings of negativity. I mean, it's even difficult for me to, like, try and, like, give you an answer. Yeah, I really can't tell you what gives me the strength. But I would definitely say that I understand what you mean, like, you're behind, like, a plastic case. I think that's called, you mean, like, have you ever, like, just randomly just started staring and, like, everything just went blurry? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's called derealization.
Yeah. Well, some people say disassociating.
Disassociating,
That's what some people say, and I'm like,
it's like when you got so much going on, like, you tune stuff out.
Okay.
That's what it is. And that's what that's what a lot of people in school had, too. Like, that's what I have. People with ADHD have that, all that, depression. So, I wouldn't even say that depression is something that you're stuck with. I don't believe in depression. I believe someone's depressed. Mm-hmm. Depression isn't. I feel like being depressed is a state of being, and depression. Like, if you say you have depression, like, you're making that who you are.
Yeah, it's like an overall. It's not like something you can take off. It's something that you've had continuously. And I get what you're saying.
You always have it, then that's always what you're gonna be. Right. So that's just how I view it.
For me, dealing with that, I just did things that made me happy, you know. You always constantly tell yourself that you are valuable, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are needed by whoever. Right. You can walk by, see a homeless person or whatever, talk to them, you just made their day. Now they're value to you and you're, like, valuable to them. Yeah. So it's just like, there's always something better for you in life. Mm-hmm. You just have to have that positive mindset of, okay, I'm not feeling it today. I'm not feeling it this week. I'm not feeling it this month. Okay, cool. Okay.
And that was another thing. I wasn't accepting the not feeling it. I was just, like I've always been taught. Bro, this is a negative feeling. Fuck it, we're moving on. Goodbye.
I was raised the same way, but within time, I've learned how to actually be emotionally intelligent and feel what I feel. Because if you put away what you need to feel, it'll hit you at once, and then you'll be stuck. You'll be stuck. So I'd advise you just do the things that make you happy. Be around the people that make you happy. Enjoy life. You know, life is not for granted. Life is beautiful. You just gotta take it day by day. That's it. That's what I say every time, right? Day by day.
Be in the present.
Exactly. Be in the moment.
Because what I've realized is, like, when you're in the past, when you're stuck in the past, that's what causes you to be depressed. It's because you're constantly thinking about all the things. You can't change the past, so you only got to worry about being better every other day, the next day, and then the next day. It's just like when Jalen gets mad at basketball, I just say, next shot. I always say that to him, next shot.
Yeah, next shot.
Next shot.
What if I'm going to win?
Because you stay stuck on the last shot, then you're not going to be able to make the next one. So.
I think, Jordan, you can touch on this especially because I couldn't even imagine what you've been going through in the past year and a half. Like, how do you keep such a positive mindset in a general sense? Because out of all of us, we've even talked about this. You're probably the most, even though you may not show it a lot, you're probably the most positive one, like, in a general sense. Like, yeah, I talk a lot, and yeah, like, they'll occasionally chime in and say something, but out of all, like, I don't really see you get down. Even when we hoop, like, even me, I get down on myself. Even when we hoop, how do you keep that positive mindset?
That's if it happened once. One time I was like 6 or 7, I was working out, and I cried. I remember that vividly. And every time I go back to Baltimore.